Well, on these columns here, there's 4 columns. There's fluency and coherence, okay? There's fluency and coherence is basically how well you speak fluently. Do you know the word fluid is a liquid, right? This is a fluid. So if I pour this, it will pour smoothly. So your speech pours like liquid. It's fluent. Don't hesitate. Coherence is you put the sentence together and they make sense. So if you score a 9, you speak fluently with only rare repetition. That means you don't repeat. I like dancing. I like swimming. I like basketball. See, it's repetition. I like, right? So somebody that scores a 9, they don't repeat themselves. There's very little hesitation. Okay? As you go down the chart, as you go down to a 0, the IELTS participants start to pause more. They're stopping more. There's more hesitation. Up here, as you go to 9, it's hesitation. When I say a pause is like 2, 3 seconds, 4, 5 seconds. So the longer you pause, you know when you're watching a movie, you pause and you start the movie again. That's a pause. It's a long 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. That's a long time. For example, the IELTS examiner is asking me, what are your favorite hobbies? My favorite hobbies are, that's a pause, okay? It's not a hesitation. That means your score will be like a 3, 4, maybe a 5. But if you say, my favorite hobbies include basketball. See, that was a hesitation. Hesitations are okay. Long pauses are not good, okay? So you want to avoid that. My method almost eliminates pauses and hesitation. And I'll show you how that works. So the difference between a 4 and a 5, a 6 and a 7 is vocabulary. So somebody that scores a 9 had better vocabulary than an 8. Somebody that scored a 7 had less vocabulary than an 8. So lexical resource. So fluency, vocabulary. The other category is grammatical range and accuracy. So that basically means you have a full range of grammar. You know, you're not mixing up past tense, present tense, future tense. Your grammar is correct. And the last one, the 4th one, they only mark you on 4 things. Is pronunciation. How do you pronounce your words? Do you speak? When I was in Argentina, you know, people spoke Spanglish. It was a combination of Spanish and English. In China, here in Nanjing, people are speaking Chinglish. So I help you work on your Chinglish. Chinglish is very similar to Spanglish because in both languages, the words end in a vowel, meaning A, E, I, O, U, when you use pinyin. So when you say, oh, that's very good, you tend to say it's very good at. Okay, it's not very good at. No A. It's very good. It's not very bad at. It's very bad. So in Chinese, most of your words end in a vowel sound. A, E, I, O, U. The same with Spanish and a lot of the other languages. My father's Italian, born in Italy. He speaks Italian English, right? For example, the word house, he says hausa. And Chinese people say it the same way, hausa. It's not hausa, it's house. So you focus on the consonant. It's not kata, it's cut. It's not butta, it's but. When you say conversations, we had great conversations when I was in university or when I was in high school. It's not conversations, it's conversations, right? So I help you with your pronunciation. How many different kinds of questions can they ask you in part 1? How many different kinds of questions can they ask you? How many? How many different kinds of questions? 5, 2, 3, 100? How many in part 1? How many questions can they ask you? 8? You know, students, you know, whenever their friends finish doing an IELTS test, they call their friends and say, "What's on the test? Tell me, what's on the test? What's on the exam? What's on the IELTS speaking test? Tell me, what are the questions?" You don't know. Nobody knows. It could be 1,000 different questions they can ask you. 1,000 different questions. This book only has 100 or 200 questions they can ask you. Are you going to memorize all of them? Your head's going to explode. Don't memorize, but be prepared. Okay?